welcome back to my channel. It's Ren. On the way in, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. It's the easiest and the freest way to support your girl, so go ahead, get the clicking below. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, specifically you. Right now, I wanted to have a quick chit chat about the divine masculine providing and protecting, okay? Something that I often have to remind myself is that that's not exactly what we think it is. And yes, it can be, but it's not. One thing that I found peace in is that God is my divine masculine provider and protector. With God being my divine protector and provider, that removes human from the pedestal. That removes expectation from humans. That removes the burden of expectation from humans as well. So it's one of those things that when you find that peace, because you do know that God is always protecting and providing, and you honestly have proof oozing out the seams, look at your life, you'll find the proof. Whether you realize it or not, if you choose to find the proof, you'll find it. But I'm saying that to say that your femininity is not dependent on your partner. It's not dependent on your external situations, because when you have the divine masculine always with you, you don't have to, you're always able to rest in your femininity. Some people say that women only bask in their femininity when they're with someone who allows them to energetically. And that's one of those things that we just kind of fall into because it's a safe space to do so. Think about it. What about when you fall into your own situation and now you're operating in your masculine, and now two masculines are just butting heads? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. But the resolution to that is recognizing that God is the divine masculine provider and protector. And no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what the 3D is telling you, God always has that role. God always has that position in your life. When you accept that as your truth, there's no time that your femininity can't flourish, because you're always in that trusting state. You're always in that state of, I know that he got it. I know I'm being taken care of, and I know I am his favorite. And then God shows and proves that to be so. When you find yourself saying, oh, I can't do this because he's not doing that, rewire your frame of mind, because as humans, we all react off of each other. And so even if you do feel like your man isn't allowing you to be in your feminine because he's not doing the things that he needs to do to make you feel like you can, or to make you melt into that space, ask yourself how you are coming across. Because the thing is, you can't change anybody but yourself anyway. So all the blaming that you want to do, that he's not doing this and he's not doing that, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you specifically doing? Because what he's doing doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you. He may not be doing this, that, and the other that you feel like you need to say that, oh, I can submit to this man, or I can be in my feminine now, but you're running around in your masculine. It's not necessarily going to pan out the way you want it to. And so I know for me, once I fall into my masculine, it's always just going to be chaos, because masculine and masculine, they're going to butt heads. Like, oftentimes we're unaware of our role and how people are showing up for us, because we are a mirror. And so in times when we're in our masculine, or we're rejecting ourselves, or we're doing all these different things, it's just going to be mirrored back to us, unfortunately. And it's obviously easier said than done, but at the same time, we have to be so aware of our actions and our thoughts and our beliefs, and get ahead of these things, so that when life gets to life, in you know where you need to stop and pattern correct and change the narrative on what you're allowing and what you're expressing, because that's what you're getting back. And so when I see that I'm getting a bunch of what I deem as BS back, then it's like, okay, well, where am I having a leak at? Because clearly something's off. Clearly something's going on, and I don't like it. And so what am I mirroring out to the world, that the world be like, you gotta mirror this mess back to me? Hard pass. No thank you. So that's why I'm always doing my inner work, because if it don't feel good, I don't want it. I don't want no parts, and I just don't. No thank you. And so sometimes, like I said, as y'all see, it doesn't always look the best, but that's why I'm always deep in inner work, because as soon as I'm getting indicators that I'm receiving things that I don't like, I'm ready to make a change. And I think it's interesting, because as you guys know, that typically I literally run around with like lucky girl syndrome 9 times out of 10. And lately I feel like I have been in such a frenzy. It's like people still rendezvous with me, but it hasn't been to the extent that it has been. Like, and this is gonna sound crazy, but it's like no one's bought me anything in like days, and I feel away. I feel away about it. Like, no one's like bought me things. No one's like gone out of their way to be super nice to me, and I'm not used to it. So it's just like, what am I doing all of a sudden? Because people love me. I just went on a rant. I'm sorry about that. But yes, ask yourself what you're doing in your own situations, whether it feels good, whether it doesn't feel good, to see how you are showing up. And a lot of times when we want to be so feminine and in our like this basking era, we don't see the ways that we're not allowing it to come to us. I didn't see all the ways that I was pushing out rejection, and even though I didn't realize that I was rejecting anything, I feel like I was starting to get that mirrored back to me. I'll say that I was not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. I'm used to being very loved on out in the world, and not like in a weird, inappropriate way, but just in a like a good energetic, like most people tell me how good my energy feels. You have to be the experience that you want to have. So if you want to be feminine, you got to rely on your divine masculine provider, wherever he is. Honestly, the big guy who's all around us. That's who you need to rely on and put your faith in and trust in, and just know that everything's okay, because it always is. Even if it doesn't seem like in the moment, it's only temporary. Allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to be uncomfortable sometimes, just so you can push through that discomfort and come out better on the other side. And the last video I just made, I had said that it's never too late to restart. It's never too late to make a new decision and to start something new. That's me doing this right now, and I'm really excited because I feel like it's about to be a really good time for my family and I, and the growth that's going to come with that, or the growth that already is coming with that. I really can say I am truly looking forward to whatever God has in store for me. Despite me getting this promotion, and y'all are probably going to think that I sound ridiculously ungrateful, and I'm not ungrateful. I'm actually very grateful for the opportunity, and I'm very excited for the more stable position that I have and things like that. So I'm really, really excited about that. I just was having heartaches about missing my family and my children, because my kids are so little right now, and it's like these baby phases, I know I'm never going to see it again. So that's honestly where that comes from, is why I said I didn't want it. I want to be home with my children. I want to watch them play. I want to make them food in the middle of the day. I want to put them down for nap. I want to change dirty diapers. I want to do all the things and love on my babies and cook for my husband and get my booty slapped as I walk by. All of those things. That's what I really want. And so even though it sounds like I'm just being selfish by saying, oh, I don't want this, it's just because I just want to be a mommy and a wife. But that was on the last video, so sorry about that tangent. Remind yourself that God is the masculine provider and protector, and he is always, like, his head's always on a swivel. Like, he doesn't go to sleep. There's no days off. There's no times where he's just like, man, this be getting on my nerves. There's never times where he was gonna leave you or make you feel less than, or any of that. No matter what decisions you're making, no matter how poor of a decision it may turn out to have been, it was still a decision in the right direction, because it was something that you needed to learn within that. So no decision is ever the wrong one. It might detour you for a little longer than you wanted or expected, but it was because it was something you needed within that experience. So that's up to you to determine what that something is and grow from it. But there's no wrong answer. You'll never get it done. You'll never get it wrong, like Abraham Hicks says, and you always have the opportunity to change it and to start something new. So that actually, me saying that is actually also from that last video, but I'm still keeping it in this one. But just remember that God got you, baby. God always got you. Something that I do every day is journal. And I read a few Bible verses and a devotional. This comes from the Glorify app. It's on iPhone. I don't know if it's in the Android stores, whatever that's called, but it's on the iPhone. So I do at least those two things every day. And every day I ask God for guidance and to keep in the forefront that he is the divine masculine and provider. Now, granted, I just started that like this morning as far as that part goes, but I have been journaling for years. So me putting that in there is my declaration that I am no longer looking to human for anything. And that's any human. That's my mama, that's my sister, my brother, my husband, my kids. I'm not looking to anybody for anything. I'm just happily basking in the human experience and letting life happen around me, because that's what's happening anyway. And I'm removing expectation. I'm removing the charge in things, whether it be good or not so good. I'm just letting life happen. And for the things that make me feel good, baby, I'ma milk it. But for the things that don't feel so good, it's like, okay, well, it happened and I'm gonna move on. That's what I'm declaring for myself now and going forward. And yes, I know everything's a work in progress, so I'm sure I'm gonna have to keep reminding myself and do the pattern correcting over and over and over and over and over until it becomes my new norm. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm trusting God and knowing that as the most high, the most ultimate divine, all the things, I trust that soon enough it's just gonna be my way of life, and life will just continue to happen. I just kind of take life as it comes to me, and I just allow things to be, because that's literally what everything is. So I know the sooner I have peace with that, the better off everything and everybody would be. And that's the same for everybody, because sometimes you don't realize how much you shake things up in your experience because you're so resistant to things, whereas if you just let things go and let things be, we would just roll over like a general speed bump in the street. You just zoop and just keep going. It wouldn't turn into, drove down a dirt road with potholes everywhere and rabid dogs. It doesn't take you as deep as you kind of let it, because you just kind of rolled off with it. So do yourself a favor and trust that you will be provided for, you will be protected, because that's what God has always done. Always. And even if you consider yourself to have had a really bad situation, or that you weren't protected or provided for, there are ways that within that, if you really look for it, you will see that you in fact was. Even as children, I don't know if this was this video or the last video where I said I felt like I low-key raised myself. Some people will say, oh, you weren't protected. I was still in a house. I had a roof over my head. That's protection. I wasn't out there on the streets. You have to look for the ways that this statement is true. Even if as an overall umbrella you felt like it wasn't, you can find the nooks and crannies where it is true. So find those in everything that you do. Find the moments of protection. Find the moments of providing. Find those moments in your experience, because when you look for those things, more of that will come to you. And it always does, and it always will. What you focus on grows. And focus on the things that are going to make you a better person. Focus on the things that are going to bring you more happiness, more joy, more fulfillment, more money, more pleasure, all the things. If you want to hop into your own inner work journey, check out my description box below. I have my free Goddess Glow Up Guide, and it is a deep dive into self-enchantment, aka self-love. And so there are activities and shadow work in there that'll really help you along your process and your journey. If you want to go even deeper, check out my passion pages. That one has embodiment activations with more activities, more shadow work. It's a really good guide and workbook on getting you the life of your dreams, because we healing, we growing, we glowing over here, okay? If you forgot on the way in, it's okay. I forgive you, but go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. It's the easiest and the freest way to support your girl, so go ahead, get to clicking below. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Now, let's go.